Hey you, so it's me again and I got a new light. I feel like a real YouTuber. But that is not as important as our video today where we are going to talk about the difference between the gerund and the infinitive. What is a gerund? How do we use it? And then after you watch this video, I'm going to make another one with some practice questions. But first, let's talk about the gerund and infinitive. Okay, let's get into it. What is a gerund? Well, it's a verb form that is used as a noun. And what verb form is that? The ing form. Wait, what? So let's explain this through some examples. Oh my gosh, Mom, stop texting me. Okay, I have two sentences here. Swimming is fun, and I love swimming. Swimming looks like a verb in both of these sentences, right? But it's not. Here, the ing form of the verb was... Here, the ing form of the verb is used as a noun. We can replace swimming with another noun, like parties. A party is fun, and I love parties. So, the use is the same. Do you see? But then, this sentence, I am swimming today. Swimming here is not a noun. This is where swimming is a verb, an action. So there's a difference. Not every ing word is a verb. Well, not every ing verb is actually doing verb things. And then what is the infinitive? Well, it's pretty simple. So it's to plus the verb. The verb is unchanged. We don't touch the verb. We don't look at it. It stays the same. So here we have the sentence, I like to eat sushi. After the verb like, we have to eat. And this is the infinitive. But then, what if I have I like to eat sushi and I like eating sushi? How do we know when to use the gerund and when to use the infinitive? Well, let's talk about it. This is an introduction. Let's talk about the easier ways to know when to use the gerund or infinitive. Today we have 4. Number 1. Now there are some verbs that are always 100% followed by the gerund. Like the verbs enjoy, avoid, keep, and admit. Every time we use a verb after these verbs, it's the gerund or the ing form. That's rule number 1. Rule number 2 is very similar. I don't know. Sometimes there are certain verbs that are always followed by the infinitive, or the to plus the verb. Now, some of these include agree, plan, need, and decide. Always, 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 always use the infinitive after these verbs. Always. Here's a slide that shows us a bigger list of verbs followed by the gerund and verbs followed by the infinitive. Okay, rule number 3 is fun. Some verbs are followed by both the gerund and the infinitive, and no change in meaning. There's no difference. The meaning of the sentence is the same. Some of these include love, prefer, and start. So again, I love swimming is the same as I love to swim. So for rules 1, 2, and 3, we just have to memorize the verbs. And then category 4 is actually a little bit more difficult. Some verbs can be followed by the gerund or infinitive, but there is a change in meaning. These verbs include remember and stop. Let's take stop, for example. What is the difference between these two sentences? The first one, I stopped smoking. And the second, I stopped to smoke. What's the difference? If I say I stopped smoking, it means I stopped a habit. I used to smoke all the time, but now I don't smoke anymore. But if I say I stopped to smoke, that means I was maybe driving in my car and then I stopped the car because I wanted to smoke. So I stopped my action, I interrupted driving the car to do another action. So both sentences are correct in grammar, but the meaning changes depending on the gerund or the infinitive. Every verb in category 4 where the meaning changes depending on the gerund or the infinitive, we have to memorize these, but also pay very careful attention to the difference for each verb. How we use stop is a little different than how we use remember. Also, here is a list of some more verbs that follow rule number 3 and rule number 4. I need to turn my fan on now because I'm dying. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. We'll practice the gerund and infinitive. And until then, have a good week. Eat your vegetables. Don't forget to exercise, drink water.